babies. This week we have a beautiful political episode for you.
Well, we're talking about cum and politics.
We're talking about a sexy man who manages an REI.
We're talking about Palm Springs, draining your nut, and being a pig.
Oh yeah, if you're in LA on Friday the 20th, come on out to Fat Slut at Precinct. Show starts at 10:30, 11:30, and 12:30. Make your way on out. We got a beautiful cast starring the one and only, in case you forgot. I forgot I booked her.
And we also, on this episode, update everyone about our P-Town dates for Bear Week. We are definitely going to be there. So get into it, mama.
What color is your cum?
M.
Oh.
M. Mom!
When your first choice is a big old bus, you turn around and boom, you end up with us. Sloppy seconds.
Oh, diva. Our number is 213-536-9180. Our email is sloppysecondspod@gmail.com. Now on with the show. How you slops, you stupid little fucks, you nasty little fucks, you dirty little fucks, you stupid little fucks. Welcome to Sloppy Seconds with Big Dipper and Meatball. Meatball, and that's Big Dipper. Ooh, baby.
Hello. You went with a new melody.
It's 9 a.m.
I just got off the bus. It's 9 a.m.
What did she
What?
say? I don't drink or swear or cuss.
Yeah. But we know that's not true. Courtney does drink,
No, she
does
doesn't.
swear, and does cuss. What do you mean?
Oh, I guess in my mind, because she's like vegan, she's also...
She's not. I don't think. Well, I don't know. I think she's vegetarian now. I don't think she's full blown vegan. Anyways, not to make the first thing a plug, but have you been checking out R&R?
Yeah, I watch it on the TV.
I put it on the television.
Because I have the big TV. I like to put it on the TV. I don't know what that is. I did that yesterday too for Maddie Morphosis and Stacey Lane.
Stacey Lane. Wow.
I watch it, and I need more. I need to know more about what do we mean Stacey Lane Matthews got lost and couldn't find her way to where they were. I need to know, as an Uber driver, how she got lost.
You know, I think there's a theme happening in some media that has been circulating recently where you're like, you're only getting half the story. You know what I mean? I feel like people are really doing clickbaity things these days where they're like, yeah, I don't know. But then they're also like never sharing the full
They never
tea.
share the full thing. And then on that thing that I know we're talking about, in the comments, everyone's like, well, you got to go to listen to the episode. So guess what I did? I went and listened to that episode. And it's still only half the story.
Yeah, exactly. But I think that...
At least when I come for someone, baby, you're going to hear both sides. Whether or not what I did was right or wrong, I am telling you what I did to deserve what I got, or what I did and didn't deserve what I got.
And if I'm telling the story, you're going to hear what I had for breakfast, my mood when I woke up, the 8 things I did before I went to bed. I'm going to give you 9 hours of backstory before we get started. Campaign to get Meatball to stop vaping. Everyone, get in her DMs. We want to save.
When this little number down
that's your third one.
This is my second one.
Nope.
Yes, it is. I had the peach one I had the strawberry one that I got as a joke for Roz, and then I liked it. And then this is my second one, which is the juicy peach ice, which I tried.
They're bad for the environment.
They're bad. They're bad.
They're bad for the environment too. Look at all that plastic.
It's a lot of plastic, but this one's rechargeable. But this one is my second one, and I've had it for 2 weeks. I'm only at 62 juice.
62 juice
left.
I don't know what those numbers mean. Is that like a physics
out of
thing?
100% of the juice? I have 62% left.
I have 62 juice left.
My juice points are low, or low. They're kind of hot. They're almost medium.
I kind of like the medium. Okay, I have a question.
I sucked this man off.
Tell me.
Well, he sucked me. At the end of it, it was just a very funny interaction because I haven't experienced a cum on my face in a while. And And that's what I want. I just, you know how sometimes you're like, oh yeah, I want it. So I'm blowing him. I'm giving him the wah, 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 wah. And he goes, I'm going to
If
come.
you ever made that noise while you were blowing someone, that would be an immediate boner killer.
Yeah, but what noise do you think you make?
Silence. Just slurp.
Like a movie theater. So then I go, I'm giving him the wah, wah, wah,
I hate it.
wah. And he goes, oh, I'm going to come. Oh, I'm going to come. Or however he said it. I can't quite remember. And then I took it out of my mouth and grabbed it and started to like jerk it onto my face. And he looked down at me. We made eye contact and he went, no, put it back in your mouth. And then like the minute I put it in my mouth, he came. And so then I swallowed it. And it was that cum that was like sits in the back of the flavor sits in the back of your throat in a way. And I know you don't have taste buds in the back of your throat, but I don't know how else to describe it. Because it was like a tingly, like couldn't get the flavor out of my mouth. So I get in my car and I start slurping down my
Babe juice?
juicy peach ice geek bar, trying to get the flavor out. And it didn't do anything. And so I'm like on the way home, just being like a cat that you just gave a pill to. Like keep sticking my tongue out trying to get it out of my mouth.
Did you get a beverage?
Once I got home, I drank a bunch of water and gargled mouthwash. But the mouthwash in my car was empty. I was like, I've been meaning to refill it.
But I feel like the thing that to move it from the back of your throat would be a beverage.
Well, yes, but where his location was
when I
to
leave
my home isn't that like super far. And on the way back,
because I always
it's
like to stop somewhere and get a sweet treat after I give myself a
well, you like to grab yourself a little cake or something from the gas station and wash that down.
A gas station cake and a Monster to leave in my car overnight so I can have a hot Monster.
I told you I did that, but it wasn't with the normal Monster. It was like a pink Monster.
No, it ends up tasting like Theraflu.
Yeah.
Like Robitussin.
Especially because right now, like my car, you were there the other day when I like got in and then I went, nope, too hot. Went inside. I left it running and I like just came inside and I was like, it's gonna need about 5 minutes. Like, I don't care if I'm late. I'm not sitting in a hot car.
There was nothing that felt more like capitalist pig American, corporatized than like getting in my car and being like, well, I guess I'll drink the last quarter of this can of Monster that's been soaking in the sun. And I was like, tastes good. Like, I'm just like, what about some water and organic vegetables? How about that? Like in the moment, you're like, oof, what have we become? What have we become?
We need to be water bottle people.
I am.
I'm a big cup person, but then I leave it in my car and like I have like the Yeti mug thing. But we need to be like, I need to just start carrying like a gallon water bottle around with me. But to be honest, with everything else I have to carry around all the time, it's like another thing.
Right. Well, do you want to have one of those ones that has like inspirational sayings as you like make your way through the...
Although sometimes, like when I'm hungover, I really do need to be like, how much water did you drink today? How much
water did you drink today?
Okay,
how much? Okay.
You're in Palm Springs.
Yes. I am out in the desert and I am so old.
Yeah,
I drove out here and then there was a bunch of stuff going on yesterday and I participated in some things and then came back to the hotel room to like have the moment before going out.
The moment before.
Shirley just went to bed.
The moment before.
And I was like, baby girl, I drove all the way out to the desert and then I just slept in the motel.
You didn't even go to a nighttime event? A nighttime Drain Your Nerd?
No, our event is today. Our event is today. I had planned, like in my brain, I was like, oh, so I drove out here. I worked in the morning and then I drove out here and I got settled. And then there was a protest that was in the evening because it's like too hot during the day to do anything. So it was like around 6. So I went down to that, and we'll talk about that in the next segment because I know we both had some experiences this weekend.
Yeah.
And then I like strolled when the crowd sort of dissipated from that area. I strolled over to the gay area, and there was like a full-on street festival happening. The whole arenas was shut down, and they were having like gay barbecue.
Oh my God. I should have gone. I had a
But-
feeling yesterday that I should have just gone to Palm Springs for a night. Swam in
But-
a pool nude.
But then, well, where would you go?
CCBC.
They're having the big piss weekend at CCBC right now.
Okay, and I'm proud of those girls.
So everyone is carrying their water bottle around. You know what I mean?
Everyone's in the largest piss room in North America.
Honey, they're out there chug-a-lug. And I'm just drinking cold brew straight,
I
giving
bet
them
you're
that
pissing.
rancid piss.
Fucking brown.
Brown cow stunning. And so I like walked around and I was like, oh cool, everyone's out and about, this is fun. And I chatted with some guys on the street, and then I came back here and I was like getting revved up to go out, and I thought, you know what, no. And I went to bed because I wanted to be my best self for draining
Today.
today.
Yeah, you didn't want to be tired.
Because driving out here, even though it's not a bad drive, it can really be draining. You're not.
You're an 8.
Today.
I-
At Club 541. I mean, this is coming out later, but
Yeah.
I
I'm
hope
about
we're
do
going to
the
have a
drive to Phoenix.
great Father's Day. Oh, you're driving today?
No, next week. But I'm thinking about like, all right, I could take a stop in Palm Springs.
Oh, the night before.
Well, the night before is Fat Slut, but I could like
Lessen your trip by a day or shift
Shift
your
it.
schedule.
yeah. So like leave Fat Slut and just start making my way.
Downtown. Can we give before we take a little break, can
No.
we give the people an update on what's happening for Bear Week?
I don't have the schedule, but I will
I
start
do.
talking, and then you can put numbers
Okay,
and
so
dates in.
for
Okay, so
everyone,
I said I'll start talking. For everyone wondering, yes, we are going to be in P-Town for Bear Week. I know we've been
Yes.
discussing it. There was some information that we have changed. So Fat
Something has
Slut
changed.
is actually going to happen during Bear Week.
Pew, 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 pew.
So if you were upset that it wasn't going to happen, or you were trying to change your dates and then you already did, don't even worry about it, babes. Because I'm still going to be there on the 11th. But Fat Slut is now on July 14th.
that's
It's a Monday.
correct. It's a Monday night
But days
And-
don't matter when you're in P-Town.
in P-Town, girl. Every day is a Saturday night.
So we'll do Fat Slut, and then I'll meet you all in front of the pizza place.
pizza place.
And then
So
we
the-
can walk on down to Under the Dock. The Dick Dock.
So I'm gonna just run these off chronologically so everybody knows what the fuck is up. On Sunday, July 13th, we have a Sloppy Seconds pool party. That's right. Me and Meatball will be floating in the pool for 4 hours straight, and you can come look at us. On Monday the 14th,
Should we get matching outfits?
yeah, let's do it. We should have matching outfits for the live podcast. Or the pool
Two
party.
sets of matching outfits. Great.
Okay.
Kyra Jete, get on it.
Monday the 14th is That's When Fat Slut, starring Meatball at the Crown and Anchor in the Paramount Room. All of this programming is at the Crown and Anchor. And then on Tuesday, the 15th, we are doing a live Sloppy Seconds. And last year, we did the live Sloppy Seconds in a courtyard under the hot summer sun. This
And I
year,
maybe did accidentally black out because I didn't quite understand how alcohol works at that point.
this year, it will be ticketed, and it's going to be in the Paramount Room. So we're hitting
What do you
the
know
main
about
stage.
the Paramount Room, baby?
We're basically opening up for Varla Jean Mermans. So that will be on the 15th. So pool party 13th, Fat Slut 14th, live Sloppy Seconds on the 15th. And then I will be... Wait, is the 13th your birthday?
Yes.
So you're going to be in the pool for your birthday.
Yes.
Oh, so it's going to be come show me ball your dick at the pool
Yes.
type of tease.
Are we allowed to do a big dick contest?
I think we can do whatever we
can
want.
do bulge. Let's do big bulge, and then again we'll do the cannonball contest.
I think it should be butt because I'm doing bulge elsewhere.
Okay, we should do butt because I'd top.
Oh yeah, because you're a top. You should do whole. Actually, you should do a whole taste test.
I'm in.
And then I will be around for the rest of the week. I'm doing a little pop-up concert at the Crown and Anchor on July 17th. I am I'm performing at the Wiener Roast at the Brass Key through the Provincetown Business Guild on Friday the 18th. And then Boomer Banks and I are hosting a brand new pool party on Saturday the 19th called Chaser. And it's for all those chasers out there who want to come over and say hello and lift up the bottom part of my belly, the apron part, lift it and drop it, and lift it and drop it, and lift it and drop it. This one's for you, babes. You don't like chasers? You are a chaser.
I'm a little bit of both. I like a chaser, but I also like a big boy. I don't have a type. What's wrong with me?
You want someone with that cum that'll stick in the back of your throat.
No. Never again.
No, never again. So anyways, we're going to be posting more images about P-Town and dates.
Keep your
but
eyes out for some images.
Sorry, promo posters. I don't know what to say, but if you're going to be in P-Town for Bear Week, we will be there. But let's take a little break, and then
if you've never been to P-Town, why not come?
It's cost prohibitive. That's why.
Oh, right. All right, we'll be right back after this break.
You know, lately I have been trying to keep my wardrobe simple. I want pieces that are comfortable, but they still feel like put together like an outfit, and that's why I'm always reaching for my Quince items.
The fabric feels elevated, the fits are clean, and Quince makes getting dressed so easy.
Quince has all the staples for spring, like 100% European linen shirts and shorts starting at just $34.
They're lightweight and breathable, but still look polished. I have a bunch of their Pima cotton tees, and they're super soft and easy to wear and very breathable for the summer for the sweaty body.
I just rediscovered this pair of linen shorts that I have that are so comfortable from Quince. You know when like something gets buried accidentally? Mm-hmm. I pulled these out and I was like, what have I been doing? Not wearing these!
And the linen doesn't wrinkle.
Period.
Plus, everything is priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands because Quince works directly with ethical factories and cuts out the middleman.
Refresh your everyday with luxury you'll actually use.
Go to quince.com/sloppy for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada, too.
That's QUINCE.com/sloppy for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/sloppy.
Get yourself some Pima cotton!
Quince.
Quince. At Quince.
If you love to shop, listen up! Have you heard of Rakuten?
With Rakuten, you get cash back and rewards on almost everything you buy. Just from shopping.
Exactly. Clothes, athletic wear, pet supplies. I'm talking about Gap, Adidas, and even Petco.
So I can buy a look, get new shoes, snag the cat some cute toys, and get cash back.
That's right. And you can even stack those rewards on top of sales and coupons.
That's cool.
It is cool.
But how does it work?
Well, partner stores pay Rakuten to send them shoppers, and then Rakuten passes on some of that money to the members.
Rakuten is really doing the most, huh? Love it.
Yeah, in the best possible way. Plus, Rakuten has 17 million members who are already saving, so you can become one of them today.
Join for free at Rakuten.com or download the Rakuten app to start saving money now.
That's Rakuten.com or download the Rakuten app today.
And get yourself some Rakuten.
Weight Loss by Hims is here to help you reach your goals.
Hims now offers access to an affordable range of FDA-approved GLP-1 medications that are designed to support you in losing the weight and keeping it off, including the Wegovy pill and the Wegovy pen.
GLP-1s help regulate your appetite and eat less.
With Wegovy at Hims, lose up to 20% or more of your body weight when combined with diet and exercise.
And no needles needed. Wegovy is the first ever GLP-1 pill for weight loss.
And through Hims, you can just go online where you'll connect with a licensed provider who will determine if the treatment is right for you.
No insurance necessary either. And if prescribed, your medication is delivered right to your door.
Ready to reach your goals? Visit hims.com/sloppy seconds to get a personalized, affordable plan that gets you.
That's HIMS.com/sloppy seconds.
Hims.com/sloppy seconds.
Weight loss by Hims is not available in all 50 states. Wegovy is the registered trademark of Novo Nordisk AS.
To get started and learn more, including important safety information, Wegovy clinical study information, and restrictions, visit hims.com.
And we're back.
So let's talk about
Ginger
No
Minch.
King's Day.
Oh my God. I was last night when I finally got home, when the sun was still up, and I was trying to see, like, okay, what did Donald Trump's little parade look like? Like, how many people were there? And it's either, I'm getting the news and the outlets that love him are saying that 250,000 people were there. But all the images I'm seeing are like, nobody's there.
Yeah,
it's like
they're
really
sad
sad.
trombone images.
Yeah. And I was like, two things could be true. Like, one, that could just be when it first started and that no one's there and it's like a little empty. But then when they showed the parade, like the bleachers were empty.
Yeah.
So I don't even think people on even like hardcore MAGA Republicans were like, yeah, this might be a little too much.
Yeah, I know. I'm not like so tapped into everything that's happening with like
you're
the
in Palm Springs and everyone knows once you're there, the clock turns back.
With the minutia of like which senators, but I know that even a lot of Republican elected officials who are like in Washington did not go to the parade. I don't know. I mean, it's just to do this for your birthday with taxpayer dollar. Like, it
and when everyone was complaining about the taxpayer dollar, it doesn't make sense.
There's
but a
no
lot of people were like,
shame.
that was military money that was allotted, like it was budgeted. So like they had the extra money, and I was like, great. So the one thing that I know he's complaining about is waste of money. So if they saved money, wouldn't that make him look better? To be like,
the hypocrisy is crazy. It's just, that's the one thing to me that's consistent about everything that's happening with Republicans and with Trump is that, from my understanding, I see is hypocrisy. It's true for us. It's not true for you. We want to cut government spending, but we'll spend $50 million here. We want criminals. We want undocumented criminals out of the country. We're going to rip hardworking families apart and separate kids. Like, it's just hypocrisy. That's all it is.
I don't like it.
Who does?
It seems
how many people actually do is the real question.
There's still a lot of people
half
out here
of our
defending
country?
his terrible choices. But anyway, you went to the march in Palm Springs. How was it?
Okay, I have some pretty radical views.
You have notes?
Well, no, I just have like. Okay, I screenshotted. I hate that this is our life, but it is, and we can all. This is one universe. This is a universal thing that we can all deal with. I screenshotted this from an account entitled War Paint Journal. No idea. Unvetted, but I like the sentiment of this. We're scrolling from thirst traps to war footage to skincare ads in 30 seconds. One swipe, it's someone crying about their breakup. Next swipe, it's a bombing. Then 3 steps to glowing skin tutorial. Like, how is my brain supposed to process all of that before bed? This has to be doing something to us, and we just call it content.
That's radical.
That's not the radical part. I think that is a very universal thing that we're all experiencing. And so as I'm both physically at one of these protests, I'm also consuming media about other protests. And the thing that feels a little radical to me is I'm going, this is not a protest. This is who is registering online and RSVPing to a protest? This was a parade. This was a safe way for a bunch of people who didn't want to be out in these streets facing down, the fucked up police tactics and rubber bullets and tear gas. They wanted to be sanctioned to do their little parade and then go home. Now, do I think it's good to show the amount of numbers that are anti-Trump? 1,000%. But it was not radical, progressive, leftist. That's not what this was. It was framed as such, but it felt like a DNC rally. Like it felt like just the most moderate step in one direction.
Yeah.
And baby girl, in Palm Springs, all the people were like shaking the cops' hands for like blocking the street for them. And like
it's reminding me of the BLM thing. That happened a few years ago where then they were like, well, we invited the police to come block off the roads. And everyone was like, no.
It's not that. And then like when the main thing happened at the downtown park, there were speakers. At the end of the speakers, they played Defying Gravity on a sound system.
So you had a very different experience.
And then also I heard what could only be described as the sort of like quivering voice of a white lady in her 70s on the mic after someone sang the national anthem.
Okay, wrong.
And then, or not the national anthem, but America the Beautiful. And I get it. It's the sentiment of like, hey, wave an American flag at these protests so that they can see we're fighting for the values of America. We're not trying to represent other countries. Like, and I do see that as a tactic, especially because the way the press is going, like, all these people waving their Mexican and Palestinian flags. And it's like, well, yeah, because we're talking about how fucked up it is. Anyhow, this voice gets on the thing and says, I think it would be nice now if we all sang We Shall Overcome. Baby girl, you're going to sing the Black National Anthem? Like co-opting all of this idea of like different causes coming
really get behind any of that.
That was great. And I'm sitting there watching this and I'm like, oh, I understand what's happening here. It's like a couple of places are right on message. And then like other places, it's been diluted so much that we've sort of lost the plot.
Yeah. But I think that's kind of... I agree that it's good that we all saw the numbers of people that went out there. I think the LA one was a little bit different in that, like, we were standing up to show that, like, we don't like this president. We're against what he's doing. This is no longer a presidency. It's a dictatorship because he's truly making choices. And then when the courts are telling him to do something, he's just still not changing his plans or mind and is bullying people into serving him.
Right.
But what I will say is it's better than nothing. Better than not doing anything.
1,000%. And what I feel like is when like...
And I think the other thing is that the optics of it is that like we want to say like we are against the president, but they will turn oh my gosh, sorry, it's so early. The Republicans will turn anything into a way to be like, well, look at them, they're looting. Well, look at them, it's violent. Well, look, LA is on fire. LA is a war zone. And it's like I'm in LA and it's not a war zone. And it wasn't yesterday. And it's like, how do you, I guess in a way, without causing a riot, without causing like a full protest where you're like beating the shit out of the cops, try to show and demonstrate like, hey, it's time that we need to like figure out what we're doing as a country and show everybody in America that like this many people turned out to be like, we're against this ICE thing and what he's doing is illegal without them turning on us and saying that we're just violent.
Yes.
So I think that's like I'm not all for the speeches and what was going on at your thing. But I will say, like, towards the end of the one in LA yesterday, the cops, I think we had there was a set time that you were allowed to be out
Well,
marching.
this is,
And then at the end, when they go, well, now it's an unlawful organization of people, and everyone was like, okay. And they still were in the streets, and the police were like closing in and blocking off all the streets. People were still marching. And I was like, that's a protest. But it also got violent from the police's standpoint, because then they started tear gassing and rubber
charging
bulleting
people
again,
with horses.
almost running people over with horses on fucking Broadway.
Well, that's the whole thing. Is it's like, hi, we'd like to protest. We'd like to apply for a permit. We're going to register a website. Everyone's going to RSVP. We're going to be here from 6 to 8 p.m. We're going to be here from 2 to 4 p.m. And I get it. I mean, society has to function, right? And so people are doing that, but it does feel really watered down in this weird way. And listen, I'm not the radical person out there in a mask, like knowing how to like catch a tear gas bomb and throw it back at the cops. Like it was just, it felt, did I send you, okay, I'm jumping a little bit here, but did I send you that AI video? Have you seen the ones that are like circulating? They're like,
hate those videos, and you
that are like,
constantly send me AI videos.
Well, they're like shocking to consume. The ones that are like, if they had a smartphone during the Stonewall riots. Did I send that one to you?
No.
So it's literally just AI images like set in 1969. That was the year, right? Ooh. Come on, you got the balls.
I think it is 1969.
And it's like as if people were vloggers during this moment, and they're like bloody in the face. There's like chaos behind them, and they're like, I picked up a brick and I just threw. It's like the most dystopian idea of fake imagery created as if these civil rights activists and queer trailblazers were James Charles vlogging at the, like, it is so twisted what our brains are consuming and how we're meant to like categorize what's happening in the world. I don't know. It feels very like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Well, there we go. The worst political chat you'll ever hear.
What would you say is the worst? I feel like it was honest and, you know, it's messy.
I just don't want to do. I just feel like you, in an almost way, and I understand, and I kind of agree, but you're also kind of undercutting the message of what everyone was doing.
I understand that, but I don't know that everyone. What I'm trying to highlight is how confusing it is right now, because you're going like, well, I'm really fucking glad that Gavin Newsom stood up to Donald Trump.
Gavin Newsom's an asshole.
There you go. There you go. So you're like, that's what is hard. That is the tricky thing, is that it doesn't feel like there's one way or the other. We're going like, well, the best possible way to take over what Trump is doing is to get the next most powerful, most popular person who's on our side. But if you and I are honest about our politics, we have way more radical politics. And I don't want Gavin Newsom to be president, but I'd much prefer Gavin Newsom.
Well, and that's what we're going back to. It's like, oh, would you rather fucking Kamala Harris, or do you want Donald Trump? And America said Donald Trump. And now look at where we are.
So I'm saying it's messy.
But I can tell you one thing.
Tell me.
Actually, I don't think that the ICE deportations would be as violent if Kamala Harris was in office.
They wouldn't be as violent, but they would be happening.
I bet they would be happening, but I bet that they would be happening in a very lawful and like organized manner. But and I'm not saying that I want them to happen at all. I'm just saying, like, we are both, there's two evils. And you have to choose the
Yes.
lesser, where people aren't getting rubber bulleted and losing their testicles, or people aren't being tear gassed, or families aren't being ripped apart because of like some weird loopholes in the laws.
And then there are
And I'm
the
tired of the people. I had to fucking explain to my dad
Hmm?
because he was like, well, because love him to pieces, but he was like, if people get married, don't they get their green card? And I go, no. Once you get married, that just makes it legal for you to get it. Then there's like
Right.
thousands, tens of thousands of dollars that you have to spend to go through all these other processes. So a lot of people just felt safe in getting married and then being here and just being like, well, I'm married and we're gonna work it out, but like right now it's not the time. And it was the time.
Right, because at that point you would get a letter, or they would check in and say like, "Hey, are you going to do this?"
And because they
Versus
have temporary status.
grab you off the street and put you on a plane.
And yeah, yes, I feel like Kamala would be like, all right, so would you like to do this? And maybe Kamala would have built a system that it would be easier to get your green card and become a
Yeah.
citizen. But like Donald Trump's version is get them out. They're all killers. They're killing babies. They're selling drugs. Get them out. And it's like,
And
that's the craziest thing.
I saw a tweet that had, all the years, the last 10 years, and it was like, Democrats fund ICE, Democrats fund ICE, Democrats fund ICE more than ever. This whole thing. And then it was like, just right now, it's like, Democrats denounce ICE.
All right. It's crazy. No more political chat. I know half the listeners clocked out.
Well, that's the worst thing you can do right now.
Well, they need to listen to some real political analysts, not some guy in Palm Springs who's about to go throw a sex party in a drag.
I don't understand why you're so like anti me talking about how crunchy it is, because I'm
not anti you talking about it. I'm just saying that we are probably not the best two people to be talking about it.
We're probably not the best two people. Period.
I think I'm a good person. People like me.
You do? People liking you and you being a good person are different things.
Both are true, though.
Yes,
I'm saying that it's two different statements. I'm a good person, period. People like me, period.
I want to unpack the first one. Period.
Period. You don't think I'm a good person?
No, I do, but sometimes you
go on.
Love, you mean it. All right, let's take a little break.
I'm a better person than you are. We'll be right back after this break. And we're back down.
I have some voicemails for you if you would like to listen to them.
Play the voicemail. And also, if you see me go into the bathroom with someone at a club, it's not funny to come and bang on the door the whole time. That's not funny. That's not funny.
Because you guys are pooping?
Yeah, maybe I'm taking a shit and I need help.
Help.
Next call.
That's the shit I'm talking
I don't drink or smoke or vape.
I had a buddy come. Hey, Big Dipper and Meatball. Question for y'all. Should you disclose if you're a smoker before you hook up? I had a buddy come over the other day. Well, a new buddy. And he wanted to have me suck his dick. He wanted to fuck my throat. And I was totally down for it because I was saving my load for another buddy that I was meeting about an hour later.
Buddy.
And he comes over and we start kissing a little bit. And automatically I knew the guy was a smoker and kind of a heavy smoker. It was kind of gross. But I proceeded to suck his dick. And then he decided he wanted to spit in my mouth, which I'm usually down for. But when it's laden with nicotine, not so much, not my jam.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like he should have disclosed up front if he was a smoker. I don't know. Do you guys have thoughts on that? Is this gay? Goodbye.
That's on you, babes. No, I think. Okay, this is gonna be a long answer. This is a Big Dipper answer. I think in his mind, his smoking doesn't have an effect, and it doesn't taste weird, or he thinks it's kind of normal. So what I would do in your position, because I don't think someone has to disclose that they smoke cigarettes. If they want to, they can. But I think what you need to do is put in your profile, no cigarette smokers.
That's good. I like that.
Because then you won't have to deal with this again. Unfortunately, like, I just don't think that he has to disclose that.
You tell people you're an avid vapor?
No, because it doesn't change the flavor of my mouth.
But they're exposed to the nicotine.
Dipper just took the hardest bite out of like the hardest breakfast sandwich. Is that on just like a raw baguette? Like, why did you have to really rip at it with your canines like that? Anyway, I think you put in your profile from now on, like, I don't know cigarette or no heavy smokers. And put cigarette, because people are probably going to think meth or weed.
Yeah, I have sometimes I've been
We're
on
cigar smokers. That's crazy.
But I've been on both sides of it. Like
You've smoked a bunch of cigarettes?
Back when I smoked cigarettes. But can you visualize, can you imagine me as a cigarette smoker?
Okay, let me think about it.
Not like in that way.
100 pounds lighter. No great.
More.
Hey, everyone, put a 5 in the chat. No, put a little dancing man, put the disco man in the chat if Dipper needs to update his performance visuals because they are from 15 years ago.
Well, they're not from 15 years ago.
And they're visuals of him and he doesn't look the same.
I think they're nostalgic.
Why do you want to perform in front of a backdrop of nostalgia? Wouldn't you want it to be like...
I want it to be like, hey, I've seen that music video on the internet. Oh, I recognize him from that music video. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. And you've pleaded your case.
You got one over so quickly. When I smoke, well, no, now sometimes I'll make out with someone and I can like taste a little bit of cigarette on them, and I'm like, it's a little bit nostalgic. See, here I am, nostalgia. It's a little nostalgic to me, and I like it. Other times I'm like, this is disgusting. But one thing I absolutely 1000% love, and who knows where this comes from, sucking a guy off while he's smoking.
See, now that's hot.
See? Bippity boppity.
But I don't think this person likes cigarettes at all.
No, I know. I fully agree. Your advice is spot on.
Hi, kids. Yeah, I'm just calling about
40-year-old
Meatball not defending using meth. Totally not defending using meth. Everyone looks fine when they're doing it at first, but as someone who's had an older sister who's been a meth addict my entire life, it's down the road that you start looking like shit. So yeah, you like at first aren't scratching the walls and scratching your face off, but it pretty much always ends that way. So just because you're not doing it now doesn't mean you're not going to do it later. So you probably just shouldn't do it now. All right, love you guys. Have fun.
Did I say people should do meth? I'm so confused.
Yeah, you were advocating for it pretty hard.
Was I really? Well, I don't believe in that. Maybe I was in a mood. But yeah, no, I don't think it's just in the beginning because I know people. I have a friend who listened to whatever that episode was. Now it's all clicking and messaged me.
You were like, why are people messaging me about drugs?
Well, someone messaged me this and I was literally like, what the fuck? And they go, I was a functioning daily meth user for at least 2, almost 3 years. It works until it doesn't. Paranoia sets in eventually. So that's what this guy is saying too. This person was saying. So
yeah, it eventually catches up.
Well, it's the same with everything. The vaping will get me.
The vaping will get me. Remember how that guy kept saying bro? I mean, buddy.
To you?
No, in the first message. He had a buddy and then another buddy.
And
he was going to give the buddy. How about bro?
Hey, first time
Ooh,
caller.
sexy voice.
I don't know if you can tell or not, but I just kind of left a hookup up not too long ago, and you know, sex and everything was pretty okay and stuff. But here he kept calling me bro the whole time. I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, bro. Give me crazy fucking head, bro. I mean, I probably shouldn't like it as much as I did, but as a trans guy, it's oddly super like gender affirming. So yeah, I guess I like being called bro. How yeah is that, or have you been called bro? Yeah, I guess go kill yourself, bro.
That guy's voice is hot.
Not go kill yourself, bro.
The whole time they were talking, I was just trying to imagine. I bet they're like swimmer build, maybe big arms, little abs going on.
You want that little Abercrombie and Switch flute on the front?
Because
Switch?
that's what I get. That's what I see when someone goes
Fitch.
bro all the time. It teleports me back to like 2008, bro. I've never been called. Oh, I have. One time it was like a weird threesome thing, and it was that thing where we were just mimicking the language. Me and my friend who were having a threesome with someone that we brought over off of an app. We're just mimicking their language.
Right.
Because I was like, I mean, it's whatever. I can get into anything. I've done improv, but it was just. But it was just, yeah. I don't love it, but also like, if I could tell someone wants to be like called sir, I'll do it, and then it like gets silly to me in my mind. Then I get in my car and I hit my little vape and I try to get the flavor out of my mouth.
Hi, sir. Yes, sir. Please, sir.
Oh, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, sir. Someone called me Piggy. You like that, you little piggy? You're gonna be my little piggy? And I was like, whoa. And I just kept saying, yeah.
You were like, oink, oink.
I've done improv. Where's the pitchfork on this farm, sir? I'm a wee little piggy. Oh no, don't huff and puff and blow my house down, sir.
No, he's like good little piggy, and you look up and you're like, it's Charlotte.
Charlotte was the spider.
What's the pig's name? I thought the spider was making the web for Charlotte to look at.
No, Charlotte was writing things in the web.
And what was the pig's name?
Babe.
Now you're mixing.
Pig in the city. That's me.
They call me
Babe. Pig in the city.
Hi, Miss Mamas. Hi, Mr. Mamas. I'm out here in the library. We hope parking lot. We're living in scary motherfucking times. We're so scary. We're scary. We're so scary. Like But you ever put on like perfume or like man spray, and then like you just feel yourself like every worry of your world just floats away. Right now, I have Santee Alley. Shout out Santee Alley, because we heard in, girl. We heard in go. Well, no one's going to work, actually. But, anyways, I got Santee Alley dupe of Santal 33. And I smell so good. I smell like a sexy chicken marinating on your fucking countertop for a little bit too long, baby.
Dupe?
Is that good? Good. Bye.
Santal. They're high as shit in that library parking lot. Santal 33 does not smell like a marinated chicken. It smells like the woods. It's like sandalwood based. So if you're hey babes, I think you might be eating Santee Alley chicken made out of wood. Don't buy makeup and don't buy perfume from Santee Alley, I think is the thing.
I feel like,
but also you don't like a scent. You hate when someone wears a scent.
I have started to like in bold write in the emails to all the people who come to drain your nut, like, you will be turned away if you are wearing cologne. Because people walk in and they make the entire place smell.
there's like a way to put on. Okay, so I think what happens with that is a lot of times when you buy a cheaper
Mm-hmm.
cologne or a
Mm-hmm.
knockoff or something, the reason the one that the reason the expensive one exists is because it lasts all day and you can wear like 2 squirts of it and people will smell you when they're like close to you.
Yes.
But I think a lot of people put on so much that they leave like a lingering
That's
scent
bad.
behind them, and that's too much for some situations. For me in drag, I want to smell like strawberries. I want you to smell like strawberries. I want the room to smell like like, you know what I mean? Like I want that.
Yeah, when
But
a
if I'm out
drag
of drag,
queen,
I put on like a spray on my neck and a spray on my wrist and then maybe one on my chest. But even 3 squirts of cologne is oftentimes too powerful.
I put one down by my knees.
The Delta, she puts one on the back of her knee, so when
Yeah.
she walks away, you can smell it.
That's where I put it. I would recommend, because the dupes also come in like a large thing, just like the like designer perfumes do or colognes. Listen, this is not sponsored, but I would recommend a service like Scentbird or something like that, where you can get a small amount of the high quality fragrance,
And then
because
you can take it with you, so that
and
when
you
you
don't
think that you don't
need that much,
yeah, you don't need that much.
girl.
But also some people, like, I just remember in high school, like, what was it? Dolce Gabbana light blue. That was my scent.
Aqua di Gio. I wore
It
that.
was in my backpack. I would put it on like every 3 classes. And I would fill the room up.
Yeah, everyone hated you. They just didn't say. I have one more
No, they
before
hated
we
me for
take
different reasons.
one more before we take a break.
I have a funny thing to say because I felt very much like you.
Oh, okay.
My new neighbors moved in.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who they are, where they came from. The apartment was never listed online or anywhere, so I have a feeling that they are friends with the landlord, which is never a good sign.
Right.
But they moved in, and I like heard them like getting to their garage and like moving a bunch of stuff in, and I had my car parked in the back yesterday, so I like woke up, got out of bed, and was like, "Oh, a moving truck. Oh, let me go just move my car so it's not in their way." Like trying to be a polite neighbor.
Yeah.
And so I moved it and parked it on the street, and then I ran into their movers and I said good morning, and then I ran into them and they introduced themselves to me, and they're like, "We just moved in over here," and I go, "Oh, I live in this one, this house right here," and they're like, "Cool," and I went, "All right, well, I think they wanted to like talk and be like, welcome to the neighborhood," and I pulled a full dipper and I went, "Okay, well, cool. I'm gonna go back to bed," and I just walked away from.
Why is that bad?
Because me being a normal, polite person, if I hadn't have just woken up, I would have been like, "Oh, welcome.
You would have
like,
stayed in
how
chat.
are you? Like, I live in this unit. I've been here for 5 years. Like, how long are you? Where did you move from?" And like get to know them a little bit because they're like moving in on the same block. I would have
Oh
been
my
kinder.
god. I did something the other night and I was so
I love this new era. Like you've turned 40 and now you realize like, oh, human behavior. This is how not to be rude to people.
I'm just see, I think there's a difference between like human decency and compassion and then like sort of pleasantry, small talk, politeness that doesn't really matter.
But
Like
see, me and my neighbors, like we all kind of know each other. We all have keys to each other's apartments. Like it's like a different thing.
I understand that. I'm
It's
just
very
saying
friends. Olivia might just come over right now. We don't know. She
Right.
likes to come play with the cat.
And so I understand that, like, if there was a fire, like, I would go knock on all my neighbors' doors.
And you would go, call in 911. Fire on that dance. Whatever that's like.
But do you know what I mean? Like, if there was an emergency, if someone needed help, if I heard someone screaming for help, like those are things that I wouldn't, like, close my window and ignore. But also, like, I don't need to be best friends with these people. And so the other night I was so exhausted and I pulled into my parking spot and I like unloaded like the 4 bags and tote bags that I had with me. And I was going up the stairs into my unit and there are new people who moved in while I've been traveling. So at some point over the last 2 months, new people moved into this one unit. and they looked through their window. They were sitting at the table and they looked through the window. They were eating dinner and they looked up and they saw me climbing my stairs and they both like smiled and waved. And I just looked at them and kept walking because my hands were full and I was exhausted.
Did you smile or like nod or be like, hands full? Like lift the bags
No,
up?
I just kept going.
This is why the Bears hate you.
Because I was what was processing in my mind was like, these are new people. New people moved in. I wonder if they can actually see me through their blinds. Oh, they're waving. They can see me. I don't have energy for that. And then I just went into my house.
Yes. I think our difference is like, I sometimes am concerned with, like, because now my thought process is like, next time I see them, I have to be overly nice because I'm sure once they walked away and went back to their house or like got in their car to go back to their other place, they went, that guy was sure surly to us. But in your mind, you don't think like, oh, what is their perception now?
Is it bad that I like don't, because my other neighbor I made friends with and he's like texting me and knocking on my door all the time and asking if I can do shit. And I'm like,
No.
I don't have space for you in my life.
No, that's too much.
So I'm trying to avoid that. It's like a self-protective measure of being like, I live here and I'm not going to, I didn't look at
York. You want that New York neighbor where it's
yes.
like, you could live in I lived in the same building for 4 years.
And I'll
there,
sign
and
for
I
a package
did not know
for
the
you.
name of the people in my building. We saw each other maybe once or twice in the entire time I lived
I
there.
didn't look at them and like hold my thumb up to my neck and go like, I'll kill you. I just like went into my apartment.
We're going to figure you out. We're going to get you back in therapy and we're going to get to the bottom of like who hurt you.
Hey, chat, is that bad?
I think it,
or is
I
it,
think there's a happy medium where if you
is
would have
it
just
totally
smiled,
accessible? Maybe I did.
There's no way you did. I know you.
But maybe I have the white. Maybe I have that white person
that you gave to that lady at the bottom of the stairs at that restaurant when you said stop, and then we were like, "Be nice," and then you were like,
maybe I have that white person thing where I just what did Bob say? Mash my lips together. How did Bob do it?
And maybe white people smile. Y'all do it to each other all the time.
But I don't know the words that are used to say.
Yeah, it's like your lips are together, and then you make them go straight, and then you kind of tilt your head and nod.
So maybe I did that and I didn't even realize because it's so ingrained in me. White people.
I don't think that's a face you've ever made. Next call.
This is a face I made.
That's the one. Yeah, there's no life in your eyes.
I probably did that to them. All right, let's take a quick break and then we'll be right back.
And we're back.
Here's a hot topic.
Fuck. I said, fuck Ginger Minge's haircut.
Thoughts?
There's been so much Ginger Minge hate, and I get it. You guys don't like her. Whatever. I think if y'all were to see her at one of her live shows performing, you would change your mind. And I feel the same for Tina Burner. I think the RuPaul's Drag Race audience is conditioned to believe that little tiny twinks that are 21 years old and have no drag experience, no drag ass having knowledge, are the good ones because they're funny and good at the internet. But these girls have been around for longer than the internet. No, these girls have been around for longer than Drag Race and have maintained audiences the whole time. I will defend them. I think it's rude. Ginger Minge is an iconic drag queen. And leave her haircut alone and leave her alone. End of list.
Great.
Hey, Big Dipper and Meatball. This message is for Meatball.
Thank you.
This is Christopher. We met yesterday at Buck where you performed. I don't know why, but despite listening to you all the time, the only thing I could think to say when I saw you
Some
was
of them.
some of them.
Yes, I remember.
And I just wish I could have said more. I do still have your nail. It's purple. And you did tell me at one point, please walk away from me slowly. I want to get a boner. Kill yourself. Bye.
The gig.
Oh, sorry.
Other gigs, honey.
Someone else.
That butt gig was so fun. I got in the pool. You know what other gig was so... thank you, Chris. I did You Are Hot. I believe you were in a blue Speedo. You know what's crazy is that I think the prep ads for Mister have changed my brain chemistry, because now anytime I see anyone in like a cerulean blue swimsuit, I'm like, I should need to take my prep, but also why am I hard? Thank you, Chris. You were hot. You know what other gig I had that was really fun that you came to? Hanging out in the REI parking lot for the
REI parking lot.
I wanted people to say it in the same wait, what is it? The same. I wanted them to say it like, look at all these chickens. REI parking lot.
I think you would have had to explain that and practice
I knew that I didn't want to do that. But thank you to Andy and Jillian at REI for making my dreams come true.
So Meatball kept getting the audience to respond back in the REI parking lot. But sometimes it was here in the REI, and then we would say parking lot. And then sometimes it was here we are at the, and then we were like, oh, we say REI parking lot. And then sometimes it was, you were like, here in the REI parking lot.
Well, I just want to, that's my way of making sure we're all engaged. We're all in the room together. Because at Fat Slut, what do I say? I get the audience to constantly repeat, kill yourself or get the gun. So I can't do that there. So I was like in the moment trying to decide what to do. But I had a really good time. That was fun.
My parents were incredibly impressed by you. They were like, it's so amazing that they made sure to call you he.
Well, good.
It's so amazing that he can just talk like that for so long. And he's so quick and he was so funny. And like
I was thank Amanda for the picklebacks that she got me in the back.
Well, that's good. But I was explaining that I was like, that's not like rehearsed. It's not like they don't go to a lot of gigs like that. So I was trying to explain to them, I'm like, that's not a play. That's not like rehearsed. They didn't like decide how it was going to go, except for it would last a half hour. But like Meatball is literally making all of this up. There wasn't a conversation about we're going to do questions from the audience. There wasn't a conversation. It was just, you're going to hold space for 30 minutes and keep people entertained.
I think I knew that was the gig, but then I also was like, well, then John will talk or like someone else will talk. And it was literally like, nope.
Your problem is you're better than everyone else on the mic. And so like you might give the mic over to someone from REI to like talk about REI, but then you're like, it's boring. I go now.
That's kind of what happened.
Yes.
My favorite was, I was like, and if the chicken doesn't get fully cooked through, is it just going to be dry like jerky and get stuck in my teeth? And he went, it's going to be dry like jerky and get stuck in your teeth. And I was like, well, thanks, John. Thank you so much. And moving on.
He was so hot.
He's so hot. He said, and I know he's lying, but he said he might come to Fat Slut. Him and his
get him up on stage.
Husband Derek. I know. Should I make him judge the sexy eating?
Make him do a taste test. That's crazy that he's so hot. Corporate job, guys. Sometimes
job,
corporate people
what is
are
that
hot.
about? They have time in the day. They have a schedule. They know when to go work out and how to have a husband.
You saying you have to work out to be hot? What's going on?
No, he just clearly works out. He must also enjoy the outdoors, huh? Because
yeah, because he probably gets the deepest discount one could get. He's a store manager. And I bet
And then I tried to, at the end of it, because the other manager for the
buy a canoe?
Sell a canoe. I was trying to get a canoe moved. I was trying to be like, I can also work here.
You said, I'm going to get a commish.
That's what I want. A canoe commish. Well, then I was talking to him and I was like, wait, you live closer to this store than you do the other? Oh, I'm giving too much of his business. But He was like, yeah, but my store's 2 floors. And I was like, but do you have an escalator? And he goes, escalator and elevator. And the way he said it, I got so rock hard.
Little boner in your skirt.
Little boner in my skirt. Almost like the boner at the pool for Chris.
Oh.
And it did work, Chris. Chris, if you want to send your nudes,
Chris?
that's completely on you. Next call.
No, we're done. We made it to the end.
One more. I heard one more.
Okay, fine.
Hello, long-time listener, first-time call-in. Would just like to say, worst message I've ever gotten on Sniffies was this guy who messaged me and said, "What's the color of your cum?" And I was like, "Excuse me? No, you tell me first. What's the color of your cum?" And he goes, "Sometimes yellow with a little pink in it." I immediately blocked him. Is that gay? Anyway, kill yourself. Some of them.
See, now this makes me never want to swallow a load blind again.
But you're not into swallowing it once it's out, once it's hit the air.
Once it's oxidized. No.
So you'll never see any
I'll
cum
eat it.
ever down your throat.
I've had it.
But
I've
right
had a
away.
man come and then on me, and then you do the scoop and put it
Scoop
in my
and
mouth.
slur. And he said, "Good piggy."
He said, "Piggy." No, that guy was like, I've hooked up with this man like 4 or 5 times, and then finally yesterday he goes, I can't wait for you to put me in the sling. And I went, "You got a sling?" And he goes like, "Yeah, and I got a seat, like one of those rimming chairs." And I was like, "Where's this all been?"
Oh, you're ready to get rimmed again.
I think I'm ready to bottom again. I've let her rest for a year.
The hole.
Oh my god, I've let her rest.
As we go
on,
we'll remember all those dicks we fucked together.
We never fucked a dick together.
Oh yeah, not together, but we did discover a crossover. Should I text him?
Did that episode come out again?
Yeah, that was an episode with Ryan Mitchell, which came out on Friday.
And if you're listening to their podcast, you're only getting half the story. All right. Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of Sloppy Seconds. You can send us an email at sloppysecondspod@gmail.com or call into the Fuck Talk story with 213-536-9180. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't ever miss an episode that happen every Tuesday and Friday. Oh, I forgot the whole speech.
Well, see, you know it so well that now you're just not even saying words.
It's that thing where they're like, you have to memorize your lines so that you know them in your heart and then forget it, and then forget it, and then get on stage and forget it.
And just forget it, and just be there, and just be...
That's the worst, when theater people are like, "Girl, you're going to be fine. Just get up there and just let go." And it's like, oh, just forget it? Oh, and just then walk on stage and forget everything and let go and just see what happens?
And then the director is like giving you notes, and it's like, so you sort of didn't do any of the blocking or anything we discussed.
You kind of really let go up there. Did you forget everything that we went over?
Okay, everyone, goodbye.
Goodbye.
For access to our full uncensored video episodes, ad-free and 1 day early, plus our monthly Sloppier Seconds episode, and all of Mom Podcast premium content, check out Mom Plus Gold at mompodcast.plus.
Sloppy Seconds is produced by Moguls of Media, a.k.a. Mom.
Hosted by Big Dipper and Meatball. Editing and sound design by William Pitts.
Show artwork by Christian Cimarroni.
Theme song by Mike Malarkey.
Media and design support by Stone Cole.
Executive produced by Willem, Alaska, Big Dipper, Camille Stennis, and Joe Cilio.
Recorded at Forever Dog Productions.
Ooh, his nipples are tiny.